What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. And I want to talk about Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace is a very interesting personality. Now, he's not that good of a NASCAR driver, but he is getting a lot of attention. And typically people who are not good athletes get a lot of attention by participating or talking about things that have nothing to do with the actual sport, which is, this is no different than Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace is a bum of a NASCAR driver. Let's just be real. He's not that good. Neither was Ray Ciccarelli, right? Which I'll talk about in a minute. I know I messed his name up. But Bubba Wallace is a Black Lives Matter activist. He believes in it, okay? And he believes that the killings of unarmed black men is very, very bad. And, you know, obviously we all believe in that. But his background is interesting. He's from the Alabama area, but his mother is African American. If you look at her, she's definitely very much so African American. His father is white. If you look at the father, very, very white. He's a product of this very unique union in the South. And I'm saying that because at the time that he probably was born, this was very uncommon. It's very uncommon to see a black woman and a white man probably in Alabama. All right? Maybe now, probably not 26 years ago. Here's what happened. Bubba Wallace called for the removal of NASCAR, the Confederate flags, okay? Now, again, I don't watch NASCAR. I don't care anything about NASCAR. I don't care anything about Confederate flags. I don't care about Caucasians wearing the Confederate flag. I don't care what they do, to be honest. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to show up to a NASCAR game with the Confederate flag, cool. I don't care. Those things for me, doesn't matter to me at all. Because whether they have the Confederate flag or not, it doesn't make them like you. It doesn't make them have more respect for you. Whatever they're going to do in the beginning or however they feel, it doesn't change anything. Let them have their flag. That's how I feel. To me, it doesn't matter. I'm not looking for moral victories or removals of statues to make people feel better. I mean, it does nothing, right? You're not getting anywhere. But Bubba Wallace is concerned about this. So they removed or banned this Confederate flag use for NASCAR. Like, you can't, come up to the games with the Confederate flags. And this guy, Ray Ciccarelli, who's also not so good at this, he's finished in the top 10 only once. He said he's done, okay? The NASCAR Truck Series, he's done. He's also a bum, okay? And, he says that, there are a lot of people who are not racist and, you're catering to one group to another. I don't have a dog in the fight in that. He feels like he needs to quit, But then what happened was Bubba Wallace said that he found a noose in his driving stall, or whatever you call those things, all right? He found the noose there. And, people were investigating this. The FBI came out and said that this is not true. And so, people are saying that it's false. Now, there are NASCAR videos that show that there were multiple nooses before Bubba Wallace incident. It wasn't a hoax. It actually happened. Right? And, they're trying to test his character, and he's actually telling the truth. All right? Now, you had a lot of conservatives on the right that were coming at him. People were saying that he was lying, and he's wearing the Black Lives Matter shirt and all of this, and I can't breathe. But then I said, well, who's he dating? Who's his girlfriend? And at the same time, Bubba Wallace has this very, very hot attractive blonde. Now, again, some people may think that it doesn't have anything to do with the other. Bubba's dating a white girl or a white girlfriend, but at the same time, he's advocating for Black Lives Matter. It's the same thing that Patrick Mahomes does, right? But this shows me two things about Bubba. Number one, Bubba wants acceptance from the same people that he says is oppressive. I mean, you guys don't believe me, but this is the same thing that Shannon Sharp, Van Jones, people who date the other groups and want to be with the other groups, but then said that the same group is oppressing you, okay? And then wanting to drive in the same organizations that you say put nooses in your stalls. And the mentality of such people shows me that black men, or you would call them mulatto men like Bubba Wallace, have no real intention on doing anything on their own. Because the fact of the matter is that they're never going to accept somebody like Bubba Wallace. Like, that's something that he needs to understand. Many of you brothers out there don't understand that. There have been guys that have fallen out with me because of my certain issues on interracial dating and interracial marriages. I talked about that on my other channel. I won't talk about that right now. But you guys know where I stand as an individual. I can't stand there for you, but as an individual, you know where I stand. I stand in the same place that Elijah Muhammad would stand on it. I stand where Malcolm X would stand on it. And you have people who are influencers who have not understood. Even here on YouTube, you have people who have very pro-black messages and very Black Lives Matter sort of messages. And they're out of the race too in other marriages and relationships, and that's fine. But see, it comes to a point. If you are black or self-identified as mulatto and all of this is that, so you can't have your cake and eat it too. This is something that black men have a hard time understanding. Because see, you're not going to be able to drive in their sports events, get rights for yourself, and at the same time be with their, it's not going to work. All right? What you're going to have to do is do things for yourself. That if NASCAR doesn't want you to drive there or you're having problems, then you have to develop the black NASCAR. Start small. And see, many of us know that this is the real answer for real power. Real power for us is developing our own things as blacks. But see, we don't want to understand that. And being as independent from them in the dominant society as we can be. But you're not going to be able to have your cake and eat it too. This is why other groups, when they come to America, they don't have the same. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to compare our situations, right? But look at the Asians. Look at the Indians. Look at how they move. They stay with one another. They're with one another. I'm looking at them right now in Africa. The Chinese people come and they marry each other. The Indians come and they marry each other. At the same time, though, you have the black man going to NASCAR complaining about the racism in NASCAR, which everybody knows is there, but at the same time trying to date his daughter. And then they look at you like, wait, we're supposed to respect what you have to say? Even if it's right. And what Bubba Wallace is saying is not wrong. His stand is not wrong. But his whole situation is from positions of a weakness, and the greater society looks at, hey, bro, you really want to be with us, don't you? You don't have any power in this. And that's just what it is. And a lot of black guys that want to that are like lukewarm in this, because you have lukewarm guys, Patrick Mahomes, Bubba Wallace, Shannon Sharp. You guys are not committed to the black struggle. You're lukewarm. It sounds black, and then you go out and you're Karening it up. All right? You're lukewarm. When you're for the black, you're all the way in. Not halfway. There's a song in the church that says, Lord, I'm running, trying to make 199 and a half, just won't do it. I get a little irritated. I live this lifestyle. Been stuck in Africa for 5 months. And everything I do, for the most part, is pro-black. And I'm all the way in. When I see guys out here that are 40% in, 30% in, I'm disgusted at the very least. Some of you guys just don't need a voice because you make us look powerless. You should have the attitude that we don't need them. We can develop our own stuff. And who cares if it's small? Ours. That's all I gotta say about Bubba Wallace. Guys, it's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Subscribe at the bell. And welcome back to the episode of the Celebrity Jump. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.